Hi, I'm Zach.
I'm Zubair.
And
welcome again.
Yes, we have new chairs. I'm a little bit out of it today, that's why maybe.
Yeah.
So, we are still on the first word.
Yep.
Of Risale-i-Nur, Said Nursi's Risale-i-Nur collection. We are on page 16 for those following in the English book. We'll continue where we left off. But just to give a quick recap as to what we are talking about. In the previous one, we were talking about what it meant to take the name of the tribal chief. We talked about the one who took the name, the one who was humble. And now we're going to continue with the one who is not humble, the one who did not take the name.
Yeah.
So I'll read from here. Again, it's the first paragraph on page 16 in the middle, starting with but. But the proud man suffered indescribable calamities throughout his journey. He both trembled before everything and begged from everything. He was abased and became an object of scorn.
Terrible.
Yes. Okay, so if we remember the previous time, the one who took the tribal chief's name, he had a good time. It was easy for him.
Yeah.
He walked around in peace. This guy didn't.
Went into trouble.
Trouble. So his whole time in the desert was trouble.
Yep.
Why?
Because there are a lot of problems, threats, you might say. And he has no cover.
Okay.
No shield, no guard.
Okay. I think we talked about, for example, the comfort and whatnot. The one who took the name was able to get comfort when he went to the tents. He was able to meet his needs and everything.
Everyone welcomed him.
Exactly. This one, however, is going to be the complete opposite.
Yep.
If he sees tents,
they would like enemies to him.
Yes, not only does he not get his needs fulfilled, he doesn't get his needs fulfilled when he sees the tents. That's one thing. So that's just he doesn't have a positive thing. On top of that, he has a negative effect that happens.
He will be afraid.
He's afraid and he sees them as his enemies.
Yeah.
So he has two, this is actually a compounded negative.
What? Compounded negative?
It's a compounded negative.
Double.
A double negative for him.
Okay.
So in that he not just doesn't get his needs fulfilled,
Yep.
he also has the extra
enemies.
Extra enemies, there you go.
Yeah. So, but basically their position are the same, right? They have some enemies, apparently, and they have some needs.
Yes.
The first one is able to fulfill the needs and be protected from the enemies, or either the enemies turn into some friends. But the second one, the not humble one, the proud one, is directly faced with his needs without fulfilling them, and he also faced with his enemies without any protection or whatever.
Yes. And exactly. So there's some keywords in there. And not the first sentence I read, but I think the second one. Begging, can you read the next?
He both trembled before everything and begged from everything.
So trembling and begging.
Yeah.
The trembling looks towards the fact that he
is really afraid.
He's afraid. So the fact that, and then the begging, he doesn't get his needs fulfilled.
Yep.
So these two motifs are coming out here.
Yes.
We could add another layer on top of that if we wanted. The idea that he does have something. Maybe he has a thing of water with him or some food with him.
Okay.
When he sees the tent too, the fear could also be because he's afraid that he will even lose what he has.
Oh.
Okay, so it's there's that aspect of fear too. That he has something and he'll lose that too. So that's why I'm saying it's compounded. It's not just double. It's a compounded thing. It keeps growing and growing.
So actually there are two types of fear he fears. The first one is the fear of the enemies, and the second one is fear of losing anything he might have.
Exactly.
Oh.
So he's trembling. He's really trembling. He's afraid of them and their harm, and of not getting his needs fulfilled, and on top of that, losing what he might have.
Okay. So we are going to talk about the real representative of those things in the next video, right?
We will. What we'll talk about? Yeah, what the provider needs to be in order to do that. But until we get to there, I think we have one more sentence that we can talk about.
He was abased and became an object of scorn.
He was abased and became the object of scorn. Those two words, those two concepts, they point to his begging and his trembling.
How?
How? What does it mean to be abased?
I mean, this sentence is too much, right?
Why?
He was abased and became... He's just afraid, and he doesn't have his needs fulfilled. Why he was abased and became an object of scorn? Wow. Too much.
Well, we talked about the compound fears. His being abased, that's his internal reality that he sees of himself. He's abased, yes. He's in so much...
If you ask him, he's going to say that, yes, I'm abased somehow.
Even if he doesn't say it, he feels it. Somebody in that position...
I'm sorry.
No problem. Somebody who is in that position is going to be abased through his fear.
Okay.
That he can't get his needs fulfilled. He's afraid to lose everything. He's in such a position, he's always on his guard, holding everything so tightly, afraid to lose anything.
Boo.
He's abased.
It's a nightmare.
Yes, his internal, maybe we could say his internal...
Collapse.
The English word doesn't come to my mind. The waziyat position isn't the word. His internal reality.
Yeah.
His internal reality is as such. So that's the abased part, but then the object of scorn.
So it's too much too.
Is it?
How? How is it not?
Think about a beggar. Somebody who's begging due to his laziness or due to something else, not because he actually needs something, but in a way of showing off.
Yeah.
Basically saying...
It's not nice, but...
It's not nice. We don't like that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we don't like that. We see such a person as an object of scorn.
That's why it is being called here.
Yes. He's begging. Now, not to say that all beggars are an object of scorn,
yeah,
no,
sure,
but just to get the idea. Why is his begging necessarily bad?
Yeah, good question.
Good question. Am I going to answer it?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So he's...
I really like the way you answer questions.
So he's the object of scorn here because it's... In reality, these people would be his friends. They should be his friends. He's the cause for them to be his enemies.
He shouldn't be begging.
He shouldn't need to beg in the first place. There's no reason for him to beg.
There's something wrong with him.
Yes. Asking for help and begging are two different things.
Yes.
The first person, the one who took the name of the tribal chief, is asking for help.
Or either he was stating his position. I need this. And they will provide it.
Exactly.
They will help him to provide it.
He's helping. That's not begging. The problem is not asking for help necessarily.
Yep.
The problem is begging because he sees them as something that can provide him, yes, but who aren't going to provide him.
Yeah.
And he put these people in the tents, these people who can provide for him, in such a position that they're not in.
Yep.
You wouldn't want to be seen as an enemy when you right?
Yeah. Remember the example of the boundaries, the custom. For example, I want to get into a country, but I do not have the passport or the visa. And I beg to the officer there at the boundary of the country to let me in. If I really insist going do this, I might be an object of scorn.
Exactly.
People would laugh at me. What are you trying to do, man?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And
why don't you get the visa to just do it?
Exactly. Exactly. Or the same person starts to get angry at the guard, yelling at him. It's going to be even worse because when we look at that's a lot of what the beggars do. It's not just give me money. It's an active attempt of harassment sometimes. That's what we can see as begging. It's not just asking for help because we're in a bad situation. It's we put ourselves in the situation by not accepting our reality.
Okay. So basically that's it for now, right?
I think so.
So?
Shall we end it?
Yep.
Okay. Well then, thank you very much. Hope to see you next time. Please leave your comments and questions.
See you next time.